All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome on in. It's Conversation on Maine. Sorry. Oh, never mind. Not today. Today's not that day.
Well, that was quite an opening. Good morning to you too.
Good morning, Catherine.
Don't call.
What's your middle name, Rich?
John.
All right, that's normal.
Yeah, it's just a name.
Oh, go ahead. Aren't you going to ask me?
Tina, what's your middle name?
It's Roxanne.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm trying not to.
I know.
Roxanne! I'm so sorry.
Oh,
No, I'm not really sorry. No, not at all. Hi, guys. How are you?
we're
Good.
good.
Good morning.
Good.
Doing pretty good.
Are you almost glad it's over?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I was glad what's over.
Well, the whole campaigning thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, now, it's quite possible that the real work really begins now.
It does, but in a different sort of way.
So.
There are different circumstances.
Yes.
So what? Yeah, that's true. Definitely different set of circumstances.
Yeah.
When and this we don't really know. And when does the first selectman get sworn in?
2 weeks.
It is 2 weeks.
It's my understanding. 2 weeks. That's what I've been told.
Why 2 weeks? Why do we have to wait?
That's the law.
Oh,
Pesky laws,
God.
regulations, get in the way of everything.
You've got a look on your face, Mike.
I was hoping at 8:35 after the votes were counted. We could just do this. So anyway, we figured today would be, a last ditch chance for people to maybe ask a last minute question of
Sure.
of you folks. We had Wayne in yesterday. He had some questions directed at him.
Mhm.
So today we thought maybe we'd have you guys in.
Thank you.
To go ahead and address anything. The polls opened at 6:00 this morning.
Yes, they did.
Did you vote yet?
Nope.
No.
Not yet.
I don't think any of us have, actually.
No,
No,
haven't-
not yet.
not yet.
No, none
No.
of us have either.
No. I know I have not. So
I know at around 8:00 it was at 99.
Okay.
No, that's not bad.
It seemed,
Just considering the weather.
Yeah,
What-
well, that's what I mean. It was fairly steady, but
Yeah.
kind of on the light, steady side.
right. Do we know how many came out for the last? That was one question I meant to ask.
Jen
it was
I think
under
Jen had
2,000.
it. Thought Jen had that number.
Matter of fact,
Yeah,
I think
I
I may
don't know.
still have it in comments here. Let's
She
see.
had posted it somewhere.
Well, in 2019,
Mhm.
there was that's when Todd got 1,082. I'm sorry, Dana got 1,082. No,
Mhm.
this is the last time. I'm sorry.
Yep.
So yeah, it was under 2,000. So 1,800.
Yeah, it says the last
1850.
municipal election was 1,885 ballots, including the 133 absentees.
Okay.
So it equated to 22.8% voter turnout.
I think there were less absentees this time.
Were there? Yeah, I think on Friday, as of Friday, there were 80.
Yeah, it's something like
Yeah.
89, something like that.
That's really now?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot fewer.
Yeah.
Does that affect you? You think?
You don't know.
I don't know until you open
You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean the limited
the
amount.
number.
Well, it
Well,
could
do you
just
think that
mean that
people
there
are
were
gonna-
more.
One thing that's been, I noticed even this morning, people using the drive up.
Mhm.
I probably didn't use it as much last time. But
Right.
they are using it
A
now.
what? A
You could-
drive up?
You can drive up.
Curbside.
voting.
Curbside voting, yes.
But
It's-
last
it's
time
good
too,
for-
we were coming out of COVID.
Right.
So that might have deterred a lot of people from
For
coming out,
absentees, that makes sense.
yeah, publicly to vote.
Yeah, the curbside's good for like the elderly who have trouble walking, single
Yeah.
parents, who need screaming kids, that sort of thing. So they can just
Disabled.
pull up and they come right out. It's
That guys
quite
like me that are
convenient.
just lazy.
No, I haven't seen any of that.
I'll have a
It's-
double quarter pounder with cheese, and let me get a
it's-
ballot. Yeah, let me get a
No,
ballot.
they have curbside voting in every election. But it's mostly it's used for the reason it's intended for.
Yeah.
All right, so I believe this is your daughter, Christine. She asked Wayne this yesterday. She made this very clear. She goes, I asked Wayne yesterday, now it's Tina's turn. What is your stance on decorating for Christmas before Thanksgiving?
She and I go around about this all the time. She would decorate for Christmas throughout the entire year.
Mm.
I want to get through Halloween, and I want to
Yeah.
look at Halloween decorations. I want to get through Thanksgiving, and I want to celebrate and look at Thanksgiving decorations. Then I will think about Christmas.
Yep. Same.
It's Christmas time.
They started putting
Rich, what
Christmas-
about you?
I feel the same way. I mean, that just this is overboard. And I go into a place like Home Depot in September and I see Christmas trees
Yeah.
everywhere. I think it's a little overboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was a month ago, and I think Lowe's, she was in Lowe's. My daughter was in Lowe's, and they had a reindeer. And she sent me a picture of it, and it was like, oh gosh, stop. And it's like I said, I'm surprised you're not riding it. And she's like, oh, I'm going to go back.
Well, Christina does say, wrong. Thanksgiving is a day. Christmas is a season.
Oh.
Yes, dear. I raised her wrong, apparently.
Epic parenting fail. Right
Yeah, yeah.
Favorite rock and roll band?
Aerosmith.
Really? Favorite rock and roll band?
Beatles.
Really? I think it's like Michael Bublé.
Rock and roll, is it?
Nah, I know. I mean, what about you? What's your
I
favorite
don't
rock?
really do rock and roll.
Oh, what's your favorite musical group?
I don't know if I really have one. I like them all. I'm not like a big music person.
God.
Yeah, I'm
See,
not a big. I like
you
a lot
gotta
of rap.
be-
I like a genre. I'll do like hip hop, and
You're a hip hop fan?
Oh, I love hip hop.
Oh my God.
That's
Leona
interesting.
says, not only do you have horrible musical taste, Leona says, you need to get
Who,
closer
me?
to the microphone.
Me.
Oh,
She
okay.
didn't say anything really about
Yes,
musical
ma'am.
taste. That was me. That
Oh,
was me,
okay.
yeah.
All right. All right.
That better.
Are you a hip hop fan?
No.
No. Rich?
No.
Come on, I can see you with the leather and the chains, you know. Richie G rocking with me.
I like hip hop and like 90s rap.
She said 90s hip hop.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is the stuff that's going to be played in the nursing homes,
Yeah.
you know, in about 40 years.
Think
you
about
know?
that.
Classic rap.
Think about
Yeah.
that.
I know.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
playing Tupac and Biggie Smalls
Yeah.
in the nursing home.
Hey, nurse, can you play some Thug Money, please? God.
I
Ice
love
Ice
it.
Baby.
I love it.
Yeah. Dum, 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 dum.
Gosh, that's something you never think about, but you know
Right?
what? You're right.
Yeah.
You are right.
Yeah.
So I know we're kind of light this morning, you know, with the conversation and stuff like that, because
Yes.
it's been real. I mean, it's been very heavy.
It has.
and rough at sometimes. I would think,
It has.
you know, over the last month or two, you know, where that
I'd
you
say
know
the
of
past couple of
campaigning.
months.
Yeah.
Past couple of months.
What's your big takeaway on campaigning for first selectman? What's the thing that's gonna? I'm talking about just campaigning alone. What's gonna resonate with you the most, or what has resonated?
I
with you the
think-
most?
I know that I had heard when I started this journey, and Rich, you can chime in. I don't know, but there were people giving advice and saying, you'll have people slamming doors in your face, and you'll have dogs biting you, and you'll have, there was. I didn't know what to expect, especially when we went out door knocking. But I think what I took away from it, there were very, very few people, irregardless of who they were voting for. They were very receptive. They were very respectful, and it was a pleasure to go door to door campaigning. People were very polite, and we did appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was forthcoming and very
Right.
cordial, and they wanted to take the time to talk to you a little bit.
Yeah.
And so it was a good experience all around.
Yes, it was.
I know that I had both of you guys. Well, like Tina, you came to my door. as well as Wayne did. So you guys were all out and about
We were.
many times.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. You guys were very, very active, trying to reach voters, both of you and
Right.
stuff. So
Right.
any negative experiences with campaigning at all? Rich is getting the pat on the back.
I think I can probably count on one hand the number of people who just simply were not interested, but they
Yeah.
weren't rude about it. It was just no thank you. And there was one gentleman who kind of saw us coming and he kind of ran. But we did have one complaint, and apparently it was somebody who didn't answer their door.
Well, it couldn't
Oh,
have been
you-
all
I
puppy
know what
dogs
you're
and
talking
roses
about.
and stuff. You know what I mean?
No.
So, I mean,
They didn't answer their door, so Rich decided he wanted to leave one of the palm cards behind for them. And Leona got a call later that night because where did you hang the palm card?
There was a decoration on the side of the door. It was like a straw, like woodpecker. So I attached it to that, and the lady was not happy with me.
No, she didn't appreciate
So
it.
it's
But if that's the worst that can happen, that's cool. That's cool.
I just started banging on windows. I know you're there. They would come out eventually, as with the
Probably.
police.
No, but it
Yeah,
was
I was gonna say.
but I think both teams worked really hard.
Yeah.
At what they were doing, and it's done.
The word definitely got out there between social
Yeah.
media and the door knocking and the signage and stuff. I think, I think the people got the message, and hopefully
so.
they use that. Exercise their right to vote today.
First day is first selectman. What does your first day consist of?
What does my first day consist of?
Open the front door.
Open the front door. Get to work on time.
Yeah.
And plan on a full schedule.
Not a vacation
No. Maybe.
every month.
I'm not thinking so. I've still got vacation
Any
time built up
Travel
from.
plans?
I have no travel plans.
Building a house.
But I think first and foremost is just to go through and say hello to the people who work in the town hall, and they've been people that I've worked with for all these years. It's going to be a different vibe now, but I don't want it to be, hey, I'm walking in, here's your boss. I don't want it to be like that. That's not the way I am.
That's not the way you were at the
but
senior center
No.
that I've ever seen.
And even Lisa at the senior center, she's the assistant to the director. And I don't, when I talk to somebody, I don't say, please give your number to my assistant. It's always, please give the information to my coworker, Lisa, because I don't look at Lisa as my assistant. But then I think I want to set up staff meetings, department head meetings, and then I want to sit with the current assistant in the selectman's office. Certainly, there's going to have to be, a long conversation there. What's going on? What are the pressing things? This is what I'm looking at. How can we make this happen together? And setting up meetings, talking to all of the players, and going from there.
This is a question that, I think is relevant. But let's say that you are the winner.
Okay.
And do you set up a meeting or two with the incumbent to get a review or ramped up of maybe some pressing issues that are happening in town?
Like a transition meeting?
Like a transition meeting? Or do you think that doesn't happen?
That will not be my decision. If it doesn't happen, it's not because I don't want it to happen, because I think it should. And I would like it to happen. So I think time will tell.
Okay. Rich, what about you? I mean,
The first day, you mean?
yeah,
Is that your question?
Yeah.
Pretty much along the same lines as Tina. I'm trying to figure out where we are. Number one is what's been going on the last year or so, and trying to piece together everything and where it's left off and what we have to do to continue on. That would be my first objective.
Daryl wants to know, what is the first thing that you're going to do outside of economic development? I mean, that's the hot button
It
is
is.
economic development,
It
in
is.
this town. So I think we all have, we've been pushing the candidates towards that one subject, but there
Right.
are others that probably have not been as highlighted as much, or if at all. How would you?
Well,
approach that?
here's the thing. There are two things that we really we have to get a handle on what has transpired in the past 2 years. You don't want to put too much on, and I'm not saying that it's not going to be on the plate, but I think before you can jump to point B, you got to figure out where you are with point A, and that includes the project on 164. What's happening?
Move over this way.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're kind of going right out of the.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
But it's been a long trip, so I mean, so don't worry about me.
No, we have to get a handle on what's transpired in the past 2 years. All right, where are we with the 164 project? Because you can certainly pile one thing on top of another. You've got to get a handle on what is, and then you can move on to what will be.
Rich, I mean,
One thing I would like to do initially anyway is speak with the town attorneys and get a handle on what's going on, if anything, and so that we have a handle and understanding as to what legal things are going on that we may not be aware of. And other than that, I think it's just sitting down with the Board of Finance, the finance director, and get a handle on town finances and how we sit and where we're going, and
right.
Bond issues and things of that nature. You have to be on top of things as far as the dollars and cents are concerned.
There is a big picture, and I just don't think that we've seen a complete picture.
Okay.
So we need to find out what is the big picture. What are we dealing with?
What's part of the big picture other than economic development? Is it relations within town hall?
Well, that too. Tina spoke to that originally, getting everybody on the same page and conversing with one another, and so we're working in the same direction. Other than that, is the old standard, budgetary roads.
I was just going to say the biggest thing I hear during a meeting is, "What about my road?
Yeah.
Why is it not paved?"
That's always been an issue, and that's nothing new, But it's always I don't know, how do you explain
It's
it?
always going to be there.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. Like I said, people, I want the roads done. I want the roads done. And you tell them you're going to raise their taxes, and they say, no, I don't want that either.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you try to
Yeah.
find a happy medium there somehow, if that's possible.
Yep.
Cindy has a question, kind of like a statement question, but I'm going to read it. Did you read it already?
No.
All right. At the risk of being facetious, how many of us think if the incumbent doesn't win, she'll just refuse to vacate the office, asking for a friend?
God, I hope not.
I think that could be easily rectified.
That has been, hey, it's the mail lady.
Hello.
Hello, Barbara.
Come on over.
Come on over, Barbara. No, over here. You come over. There you go. There you go. That's
Good
Barbara the mail lady.
morning.
How are you,
Good
Barbara?
morning.
Stay dry.
Hi, Barbara.
Make sure you vote today.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye, Barbara. Well, Mr. Rogers had Mr. McFeely, so Barbara.
I will just say, I
I
certainly
think it's a
hope
real question.
well, I think it is a real question, but I sure as heck hope it wouldn't come to that.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I
The simple fact that that's even a thought,
that people think that that's even
Yeah.
a possibility.
that is something that is frightening to me.
Let's hope that we can all be adults.
Mhm.
I think we need to be.
You're smirking.
I'm smirking.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Deal with it as it comes, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all you
Yeah.
can do.
But here we go again with that whole division thing. This was exactly what Wayne and I were running against,
Mhm.
the division.
Yeah.
First and foremost. And that's what we're trying to get away from.
So I don't want to make this about the incumbent or anything like that, but sometimes you almost have to because of all of the things that have transpired that have been really unfortunate. I don't know. You have anything to say about that? Because I'm
If I start, I won't stop. So
yeah, I
I'm gonna
know, and
play
I
it
don't want to
safe.
make today's not the day for
No. No,
for
it's not.
that. There
It's
will
about-
be a day, trust me, that I am going to go scorched earth. But it isn't today.
Yeah.
It
No,
won't be
today's
tomorrow
about
either,
get out and vote
but-
and
Your civic duty.
hope
Exactly.
absolutely. Yes.
It stopped
Anybody-
raining, so
Huh?
it stopped
Yeah.
raining. It's a
Yes,
little
it
warmer
did,
out
Kathy.
now.
Yes, it did.
So today's a good chance for you to go ahead and ask a question or make a statement or whatever towards the Democratic candidates Tina Falck and Rich Grabowski. Jennifer says, "Let's get 30%."
Mhm.
There you go.
Have we seen 30% in the last 2 decades? I don't
Not that I
think
can
so.
recall.
It looks like it was 22 at the last one.
Yeah, but the last one wasn't that. That
I
was
think
also
we
the
have-
red wave,
it
and that was
was,
also
yeah.
the
Mhm.
presidential
And I think we have fewer
election.
voters, I believe, this time too. Fewer registered voters.
Yeah, I think it went down
Just a little bit.
by about 80 or 100.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, right?
Especially there's more
Mhm.
people
Thought that
in
was-
town. I will tell you that I talked to a 19-year-old and said, "I'm not voting. I really don't care."
I think I think that some of the people coming into town are probably not going to be registered voters. At least that's kind of the sense that I'm
Yeah.
getting. So you'll see a decline.
Do you think go ahead.
Did happen to run into one person just yesterday out with campaigning, and she said that she's relatively new and she wasn't a registered voter.
Mhm.
So I explained to her how she could become one today
Right.
and be able to vote. She thanked me for that, and whether she does it or not, I don't know. But
With all of the people that you've reached in during the campaign season, when it comes to the younger generation, say 25 and below, are you getting pushback? Are you getting any kind of negativity? Like, because I find that they just don't want to vote. They don't want to be bothered with it for the most part. Not all of them. But is that anything that you have seen in the last couple of months?
Not a lot of pushback. I
No,
mean,
no,
we have
no.
come across some of the younger generation that are not interested in voting, which I find surprising. But maybe that'll change with the next presidential. And I suppose thinking about what would be a good way to bring them into the process, the voting process, and what
Right.
would interest them and make them inclined to want to vote.
I suggested TikTok. start a grizzled TikTok page.
Well,
'Cause I
Not
mean,
a bad idea.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I was saying it in jest, but kind of seriously.
Seriously,
too,
yeah.
because that would they're on
Well,
there.
you may be right.
And there are and I have seen other towns around the country that their people go on and make TikToks about town hall and what's going on,
Well,
and
there you go,
they make
Kathy.
them fun.
You
and-
should start that.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I'll add it to my list.
I touched on that briefly with a couple of the members of the Democratic Town Committee because we have a caucus coming up in January for voting on a new committee. And I would like, if we have some funds available, I'd like to put out something along those lines for that 18 to 25 or
Right,
18 to
right.
30 bracket. See if we can
Yeah.
recruit, even if it's both parties at the same time, and put something together to try to get young people interested in the whole process.
I think part of it too is that they need to see how it affects them. They think, well, what does this do for me? This doesn't do anything for me, that kind of thing. And I think if they
Yeah.
see that there's a direct or even an indirect effect on them, then it'll start to click. Like, oh,
And
then
as
maybe I
life
really
goes
should-
on,
oh, absolutely.
all of these decisions made now,
Yep. affect
You
later.
best believe it will. Sure.
Yep. And
Oh,
that generation. they're
and
not
this
thinking about it.
generation is a lot of what's in it for me.
Right. And what's happening now?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
do I, that instant gratification type of thing?
yeah.
They want to know now. They're not really thinking about the future.
You figure
as
high
much.
school and college kids are more focused on their education and
course.
what they're doing. It's after that age group that
Yeah.
the young families,
Yeah.
There's a comment here that I wanted to. It just says Facebook users, but I wanted to get an idea. I wanted to see if I could find out who it was. Oh, Brad. He says Dana has been making reels, REELS. It's
Yeah.
you
on
know
Facebook.
while on the clock. However,
I don't think
there's
it-
really no clock, is there, when you're first selectman? Is there? It's just
Not really.
it goes true for any elected official, actually.
huh?
Any elected official, same thing. There's no
Yeah.
8 to 5.
Right.
Right.
I'm not sure you would know if they were done on the clock or if they were just done
Posted on the clock,
done
yeah.
a different
Yeah.
time. And
Yeah.
you can schedule to post things. So you could do
Yep.
it at 11 o'clock at night and have it scheduled to post at 9 in the morning, or there's no way to know that.
Stan wants to know: does your vision of the future of the town differ from your opponent, and why would we vote for a Democrat as opposed to a Republican? A lot of what I have seen during this campaign season is there's a lot of unity between the two parties.
Mhm.
But I guess what he's saying is, why do we vote for you instead of going the other way?
Well, I'll take that. We do have similar points of view as far as what our objectives are. I think the Democratic ticket brings the experience and the knowledge to pick up the ball and run with it without much of a learning curve. Yeah, I think that would be one advantage that we have.
Okay. Do you want to?
Yeah, no, I think what Rich is explaining is pretty true. I mean, I have 17 years working for the town. I'm comfortable with town government. I'm comfortable with budgets. I'm
Budgets,
comfortable
yeah.
with grant writing. I'm comfortable with working with Hartford. And I'm comfortable with working with the community because that's what I've done for the past 17 years with social services and community involvement.
Right.
So, but I will say that both parties share the future vision of Griswold that I will absolutely agree with.
Your camera off. There we go. Kathy, do you have any questions? I mean, it's been basically me, but I don't want it to be just me. I want, do you have any?
Not that I can think of right now.
No.
I'm hopped up on cold meds.
And it's been a long road.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's been a very long.
It's
very
been
long
yes,
road.
yes.
I'm very happy election day is today, and that we've made it.
As are we. As are we. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
It's gonna be a long day, but
Yeah.
I think we'll all sleep good tonight.
So
Yeah,
one
we
more,
will.
one more time, see if anybody has any questions or comments for the candidates that we have in front of us right now, Tina and Rich. The polls are open at Griswold High School. They'll be open till 8 o'clock tonight.
Yep.
They opened at 6 a.m. this morning. And did you say there was a certain count already? It was like 99?
Around 8 o'clock, it was at 99.
Okay. Stan says, thanks, appreciate your answer. I think the general consensus is that this has been long and arduous, and
But I will say
people just want it over.
it's been civil,
Yeah, it's very civil.
and
I think people appreciated that.
I know I appreciated it. Rich appreciated
Absolutely.
it,
Yeah, we all
and
did too.
I think that
Mhm.
people did. I am not about jumping into the weeds or just forget it. You know, if you're going to come at me with that, I'm going to walk away because I'm not about drama.
Yeah,
Neither of us are.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and there's been a lot of that.
Yeah.
Outside of the campaigning, it's just
yes, there has.
it's tiring.
Sadly,
It's really tiring.
it's tiring, and it takes.
I'm not even a candidate, and I was getting
But-
slammed around.
But it just takes away from what needs to be done.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
it shifts the focus, and it's like just
It doesn't accomplish anything.
No.
Exactly. It takes the focus off of what the
yes, it
focus should be
does.
on.
Yeah.
I just say, come at me, bro.
It's been tiring.
Yeah.
Jen says, I will stream the results live from the elections page from Town Hall later tonight.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know. Is it going to be a long night? Do you think it's going to?
I think with the having the count, the manual count of
It's probably
whatever
going to take some time.
I mean,
You
even
talking
the-
about the write-ins?
Yeah, I mean,
No, it's not going to be hard to count 20 votes.
they still need to be done. All right, just saying.
All right,
And,
18.
and,
But-
the, and the absentees.
Right, and the absentees. And I'm trying to think. A couple years ago for the elections, I stayed after and waited, and it was even then. I think it was close to 10 o'clock, even at that one, and that was without write-ins.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
So,
And I wonder because absentees can be done prior to 8
They
o'clock.
can be, yes.
And I wonder if perhaps they have been. I
Maybe
don't
they'll do
know.
later this afternoon or something.
Yeah,
because I've done
yeah.
absentees once, and we like met around 5 o'clock.
I was gonna say that it usually cuts off like around 4 in the afternoon
Yeah.
when they pick up the last mail and that's it.
Yeah, so that's we counted them. Was that primary? I can't even remember when I did it now, but it was like around 5 o'clock
Yeah.
when we counted those. So they were done way before 8 o'clock. I'm going to say 10 the earliest tonight. I think that's
kinda what
maybe even
I'm
a little-
guessing.
Yeah.
You would think it'd be quicker with the equipment and the way things
one location.
technology
I know.
in one
Yeah.
location.
Well,
Yeah.
they have to. They do everything they have to do up at the school, but then they have to run it down to town hall and then do all their stuff down here at town hall. It's a process.
Well,
And
bring
one
it-
that I wasn't aware of. I mean, I've learned a lot through all of this, but it's quite a process.
Bring a good book.
Stan says, will we know this evening who the winner will be? And Jen piped up and said, yes.
Should.
Oh,
I don't see
God.
why we wouldn't.
I have a really good comment there, but I'm going,
Play nice.
we know who the winner won't be.
Play nice. Nice.
Okay.
Behave yourself, Michael.
Look, I am done being professional.
Well, you just
But
stop
I'm
it.
telling
Stop
you,
it. Stop.
I'm just.
Stop it. Stop it.
Leona says, I am extremely grateful for a truly smooth campaign season without any negative rhetoric. But you didn't think I could pronounce that word, huh, Leona? I have always said that I didn't know you knew that word. I have always said that the campaign should focus on candidates and platforms, not mudslinging.
Absolutely.
Leave that to
Agree.
me.
Correct.
And I think we've all accomplished
Oh,
that. Absolutely.
I think you're right. I mean, between the Democrats and the Republicans, the endorsed candidates, there have it's been good. It's been refreshing.
Well,
A lot of good ideas, on both sides, and
Yeah.
good dedicated individuals. Like I said, both sides.
Yeah.
I think
and I mean, Wayne and I have had conversations, and it was it's nice when you can pull up like we did last night. He was out putting signs up. I was driving in.
Mhm.
You can pull up, roll your window down,
Yeah.
and you can have a conversation.
Yep.
And it's not, daggers, nothing. It's just, hey,
No
how's it going?
tension,
No,
nothing.
no.
It's
No.
very friendly.
It's
and-
respectful.
Until you
Uh,
brought the boxing gloves out.
I'm
That was great.
sorry. I
loved
love that. I
Oh, that
love
was
that.
funny.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yep.
Daryl wants to know. This is actually a good question.
Okay.
Will Dana be on the board if she loses?
no,
No,
it's
she won't get enough votes.
the way it works is the winner of the first selectman's becomes the first selectman, and the next two highest vote getters become selectmen.
Right.
I guess technically speaking, she could,
I mean,
but
I guess theoretically,
yeah, theoretically,
she has a shot at it if she gets enough votes, but
Oh,
she would have to get more votes than
Well,
she'd have to
Martin
be.
or
She'd
I.
have to right.
Yeah.
She'd have to get the second.
Don't take this the wrong way, but let's say that no, it won't work. Never mind. No, she ain't making it.
And essentially, it's out of the three of them will be on the board.
Huh?
Right.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's-
And Jen just said, and this is kind of where I was going with this, but said Daryl, she's saying Daryl, top 3 vote getters, but keep in mind minority representation must be met. I don't know how that's going to be. All right, so the
That's
only
interesting.
way that she could get on the board is if you win, because you're not affiliated with a party.
right.
But if Wayne and then let's say Wayne and Martin come 1 and 2, she couldn't because she's a Republican. She'd be bounced out. So it would have to be Rich
No, or Tina.
or Titina, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Tina.
You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're
That's a good point. I
They're-
never thought about that.
well, that's a fairy tale. But if the top 3 are all Republicans, they all can't be seated.
No.
Right. Facebook user. If Tina wins, will she start a tradition of the first selectman walking in the Sunflower 6K?
I'll go anywhere that I'm supposed to be. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to run it. I'd have to start training well before, but no, I would certainly make an appearance and if I can walk and support, because I think that it's important for leadership to be doing these things. Veterans parades, Memorial Day parades. There were some absences that were pretty surprising to me recently. And we had a flag raising ceremony, the Veterans Coffee House at the Senior Center. They worked hard to put up a display of flags representing all branches of the military. And they wanted to have a big flag raising ceremony. And they were proud. And I was proud to have them do it. And you've probably seen the display at the Senior Center. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And
It's one of a kind.
there was an absence. There was a leadership absence. And I felt bad. I felt bad.
Yep. Well, similar, we just had a celebration of life for a firefighter, Jewett City firefighter that passed away recently due to cancer. And there was an absence there as well. You're someone who's given, many, many years to the town and to the borough. And, there was an absence there as well.
Well,
and it was noticed.
Leadership is not just about, yes.
See that?
Bringing in, the economic development and yes, those types of things are important. But there's a lot happening outside of that town
There's
hall.
still people.
Yeah.
People out there.
Yes, and that's what a leader does.
Mhm.
You have to reach out.
Or
I-
send someone in your place. Things pop up. I understand you can't be everywhere all
Absolutely.
the time.
Absolutely,
There's a board for a reason.
yes, there is.
I will say that when Todd was first selected, he was there. He showed up. Kevin Skulchek, he showed up.
Yeah.
And these were different things. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is important.
it is. I think it's very important, especially
Yes, it is.
to be a leader in a town. I think people.
Well, if I were to get in, I certainly would not want people after a year into the job or a year and a half, or even at the end of 2 years. I don't know who the first selectman is. If I saw this person, I wouldn't know
Yeah.
them. That's really kind of embarrassing.
We ran into that quite a bit.
Yes,
Mhm.
as did we.
We were even surprised by it.
I heard it, and I'm nobody.
Oh, that's not true. but-
No, you know what I mean. I
I
mean,
know.
I'm not involved, and
Yeah.
But I heard it multiple times.
Mhm.
Who's the first selectman?
We ran into a lot of
Yeah, I
people who
know.
thought Todd was still in.
And we did too. Yes, we did.
We're like, no, that was 2 years ago. Really? I had no idea.
Yes.
Do you have anything you want to add? One of the things that I'd like to conclude by just giving both of you an opportunity just to speak about the campaign, what you're hoping for, and whenever you're ready, either one of you, both of you, are more than welcome
All right.
to say your piece.
Well,
No pressure.
no pressure.
No.
And you know what? It's going to be short. It's I don't want to say short and sweet because that's kind of sounds cheeky, but I think that I want to encourage people to go out and vote today. Irregardless of who your decision is, go out and vote. It's our right, it's our duty, it's our privilege. And I want to say thank you to all of the people who've supported Rich and I. And it was wonderful to meet the residents when we were out there doing the door knocking and just getting a chance to talk with people. We have a good sense of what our community needs, and our community needs to heal. It needs to come together again, with not just Democrats, but Democrats and Republicans. And as I am an unaffiliated, just everybody, we need to come together and help this community heal and move forward.
I agree totally. Obviously, it's this whole this particular campaign has been a real learning experience for me. Working with Tina and the entire Democratic team has just been phenomenal. It's just the effort is I can't compare it to anything I've ever experienced before. And spending more time this time around door knocking and talking to people and meeting people and getting their opinions on stuff was an education in a sense. And I agree with Tina. Today's the opportunity for the people to speak, to exercise your right to vote. If you have the opportunity, please do so. And I thank you all for your support.
And there is curbside voting for those who may not be able to, or not very, ambulatory, or single parents, kids sleeping in the back
Right.
seat, whatever. There is curbside voting. You pull up, they'll bring it right out.
And
to
I know
you.
I mocked that, but that is
No,
really
it's-
a
it-
good service.
Absolutely.
It is.
Yep. And
It
that's
is.
available the exact same time, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. as well.
Yep.
And anyone can use it. You don't have to, prove that you need to use it or anything. You can just pull right up and use it.
And another thing is, I've seen people pull up to the polls, and I've seen this at Grizzle High School when one of the polling places was there a couple years ago. Someone walked in at 8:05 and said, "I want to vote. I got to vote. I got to." And then the registrars, both of them, said, "No."
Right.
Yeah, have
So
to
you
be
got to
there.
be there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I think I remember that story.
yeah, it was I think he was drunk too. I mean, he was. No, I'm not being facetious.
No.
I think he was. But he was like, "I got it," and he wouldn't leave. And then
Okay.
finally he did.
Yeah.
But
I believe as long as you're through the door by 8 p.m., right?
Mhm.
As long as you're in there in the polling place by 8 p.m., you can vote. But it's very strict. It's 8 p.m.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
cut
the
off.
law.
Done.
You have to,
right.
you
Yeah.
have to
exactly.
cut it
yeah,
off.
you
Yeah.
exactly.
There's no gray
Because
area.
then where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Same thing
Yeah.
with the start time. You might have people there waiting at 5:55. You can't just say,
No.
"Okay, go ahead." No, you wait
Jennifer
till
does
6.
say that if you are in line at 8, you will be able to vote.
Exactly.
Okay, very good.
Well, maybe
All right.
we'll have a line.
Yeah, at 8.
You know, hey,
That'd be good. The more the merrier.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
It
Yeah.
would be nice to see, like Jen put in here 30%, which is a number that I don't think we've seen ever.
Well, let's see
But,
what we come up
Never
with
know.
today.
It'd be nice. So
Yeah. Do you have a guess on how many you think
I
are
have
coming
no
in today?
idea.
Have you
No.
played that game?
No.
No,
What's your number?
4.
4.
But the amount of no,
Yeah,
no,
the
no,
amount
no,
of people.
the amount of
the amount
people.
of voters. How many votes do you think will come in today?
I'm gonna go with 1780.
Okay.
Mike said 1780.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kathy?
I'm gonna go in 1925.
Chris Anderson from Alabama says 1 million voters,
Yeah, that would be a problem.
and that's exactly where I got the chicken from. Chris,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
The chicken trucker.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see who comes close. Actually, I think Leona came close to the primary number. She wasn't it Leona that came really
Yeah.
close to the primary? She almost had it.
I still owe her lunch for that. I didn't forget, Leona. I didn't forget.
Reminder.
So, I told her that one day, and she goes, "Oh, you don't have to buy millions." I do. Like, it was just,
Man of his word.
Right.
Yeah.
Jennifer says 2,350. She goes, "But that's just me. I'm optimistic."
That's all right.
2350, Jen. Okay.
Optimistic. She sent me a picture of her delicious meal last night from Frankie's.
Oh,
Yeah, she was like, "Oh God, I'm glad this is almost over." And I'm like, but I get this, and she's like, "Whoa,
That
looks
sounds
delicious."
good.
Leona says 2230.
All right. I don't
I
don't
have
know.
a
Not
Not
guess.
gonna make
No.
a guess.
No.
Come on, Rich. Throw a number down.
Okay.
Time to throw down, Mr. Grabowski.
2175.
All right. All right. All right.
Okay, here I go. 2000 even.
All right.
How's that?
All right, so you and I are on the low side.
Yeah.
Tina's right in the middle. And then
What did I
you're
say?
on the high side.
1780.
Yep.
Yeah.
I said 1925.
All right,
We'll
folks.
see.
Good luck.
Find out.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having
Oh,
Thank you.
Daryl says
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. What an idiot, Daryl.
Daryl.
Come on.
No, hey, that's no, Mike, thank you. Kathy, thank you very much.
Yeah,
thanks for having us.
It's been a pleasure every time that we've come on.
So we'll know tonight.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, we will.
All right.
Won't
We
come
will.
soon enough.
I hear you. I hear you.
Everybody, thank you for coming on in. We'll see you tomorrow. Post-apocalyptic. And have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.